Gemini, welcome to your 3-month review. That is October, November, December. And of course, I must point out our last round for in-depth reads. For those folks who may have missed the announcement, I will link it off for you in the comments. But beginning September 15th, this channel is going to go to part-time or partial retirement, wherein I will provide check-ins twice a week, Thursday and Sunday. So once more, in case you missed that announcement, it's down below. For everyone else who watched it, and thank you so much for your kind words, your feedback, and your thoughtful well wishes and things like that. It meant the world to me. And I asked everyone to vote. And of course, as you see here today, the number one, I don't know, it was a landslide, but it was clearly number one, was the 3-month review. Again, I wasn't surprised, but I wanted people to have the option. So here we are today. Strong second was Intimate Tarot. And just to let everybody know, I'm going to obviously reformat my in-depth readings to a check-in system. So that's going to include things like Intimate Tarot and Aces. Okay, so stay tuned for more details on that. All right, but here we go, 3-month. We're going to take a look at you for the month of October 10, the Wheel of Fortune. November 11, Justice. December 12, the Hanged Man, or this deck perspective. The bottom row energies traditionally I like to look at when we do a 3-month review, specifically the sun. Are we on point with what makes us happy? Are we in tune with it? Are we living it? Are we laughing it? Are we loving it? Did you catch that? Or do we need to make adjustments? Are we radically redefining now as we speak our sense of happiness and sunshine, as I saw with a couple of folks? And there's some folks like Aquarius who's like, I didn't know that would make me so happy so much, you know, what their definition of sun had become, which was pretty interesting as well. The Tower, the untowards, the unknown, upcoming, or, as lots of folks have been showing me, hindsight. This Tower happened, and I learned so much from it, which is good. Okay, so be it a tower that is yet to be, or a tower that has already taken shape, the best response is to learn from it, you know? And we're all winners for that. Okay, we're going to start right back here in October. Show me, Gemini, please, in October. Like always, take what resonates, leave it does not. If there's more than one energy clearly apparent to you on this board today, then you reverse those energies as you see fit. These are, after all, general collective readings, not one-to-one private. Which is to say they may not resonate at all. Frustrating, I know, but also normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Right. Show me, Gemini, in October. Show me, Gemini, in October, please. What's going on? Show me, Gemini, in October. Alrighty, Roo. What's up? What's going on? The 9 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. As we go into October, I hate to say this, but it's kind of like saying I'm not feeling so good these days. You're saying I'm holding on to a lot of... I believe you. You also feel like it's your obligation. I'm going to push that further, and I may or may not argue with you. Okay? It kind of depends. Because a 10 of Wands ideally needs to be a 10 of Wands of our choosing. If we're going to carry a bunch of sticks around, we had better have made a good choice to carry those sticks. In other words, it would be worth it. Before Pentacle says, I have to hold on to this, even though it runs contrary to my sense of wish fulfillment or loving myself. So that's kind of a contradiction there. So we're going to push that further and see what this is all about. What is this? Perhaps it's a temporary inflation of negative energies by October, and you feel you got to push through it. However, with energy like that, it's not like it just started October 1st, you know what I'm saying? There's a couple weeks and or months that preceded that. So that's ongoing. All right, so I don't like to report it. What else, please? What else is going on here? What's going on? Nine of Wands, 2 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles. Man, you're saying it's really hard to stand up to a cup sometimes. It's frustrating. We got some tensions between yourself and someone else. 2 of Cups, however form or whatever form that takes. This is bare minimum. It's supposed to be emotional reciprocation with somebody. Soul bond, spouse, or otherwise. I don't know who that 2 of Cups is to you. But you would already know straight away, I would think, with that kind of pre-existing tension, that when you say it's really hard to meet up with you sometimes in the old fields, I'd like to. But you're saying it's been really hard for me these days to harmonize with you, to reciprocate with you. I would like to share energy with you in love, because that's who I am, 9 of Pentacles. But you're saying it's been really hard to reciprocate. Now, you have some very strong 9 here's today. 9 of Cups, 9 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. These all hearken to individuation of my own free will. Okay? How I perceive and love myself. So by all rights, I could say you're a single Gemini. But you're showing me this union is important. It's important to me. But oh my gosh, it's really hard to find myself in it sometimes. Now, we feel a certain sort of obligation to hold on to this and keep it going. All right? Keep the union going, keeping the emotional harmony, even though it's highly friction. There's a lot of friction in there right now. It's charged. Despite the fact it's hardly charged, you're like, it still means something to me. So we're going to keep on keeping on. So I don't know who that is to you. However, I just described a very tense relationship you have with someone else. That could be anybody. I don't know. So that's why you feel like you can't just let it go. It's important to you. We're going to keep soldering on with this one. All right, let's take a look at you in November. Show me Gemini in November. I may or may not see a continuation of this. All right. That's one of the benefits of using a board. Sometimes it's clearly segments. Sometimes it's one continuous idea. So if I continue to see more of that, I want to see improvements. I think you do too. So show me Gemini, please, in November. I can see that you're someone who prides yourself on independence. You are your own person. You are your own Gemini, except for when you're twin. Your twin includes themselves in that. We are one. We are we. I believe it. But I can tell that you are someone who enjoys their sense of self-autonomy. Okay. Let's see, Gemini, please, in November. But there's something in there that's rough around the edges with you. It's hard to feel loving and... Why do I want to say the word gracious? It's hard to feel gracious towards this person these days. Let me know if for some reason that hit something for you. I don't know why I got that word gracious. It's hard to be gracious with them or in our connection these days. Okay. 7 of Wands, the Ace of Wands, Strength. Ooh. The energy for this is going down. Gosh, dang it. And Strength, once more, I have to clarify to people all the time. You can do this with Strength, get away, or you can do this with Strength, get over here. Either way, we're exerting an equal amount of force. So it really comes down to how you use Strength, how you perceive yourself, pride. Is it good to push this away or is it good to pull it towards me? Right now you're saying, you know what, we're going to call me crazy. But I think we're going to put more walls up between you and I. So now you're starting to show me a protective stance. Specifically, your energy towards this, the sense of hope, optimism, joy, happiness, optimism, passion. You're like, right, we're going to put up another wall now. Because you're like, I'm not feeling it. That's the definition, not feeling it. And I don't get me wrong. I think you are someone who is naturally predisposed. You might have some very strong Leo in your chart specifically to be warm and kind, okay, and embracing and inspired. But you're saying, I typically am, just not with that. Not right now. No way, Jose. Okay, what's up? Honey, you got it. I need a little more from you. What's going on? What's the background story in this? Okay. It's not enough to tell me that you have mounting tension and it's still friction in there. I need to understand why, okay? I understand that need to guard and protect yourself. I get it. Especially if you feel like you're not getting much cooperation these days. I get you. That's a lot of height of tension. 9 of Wands. 10 of Wands. We jump on over here. 7 of Wands. Tell me why. Okay? It's not enough to saying they won't agree to go to the same restaurant I want to and it sucks. I need a little more than that. Okay? Okay. What's going on? What is going on? And I got some Gemini somewhere. That's what's going on. Okay. What's up? Seven of Swords, Ten of Cups, Devil. Well, see, there we go. I hate pressing people for details, but I got to know what I'm working with. Otherwise, you know, you need more of the picture there. So do I. Seven of Swords, Ten of Cups, Devil. Well, there you go. Things are not harmonious in Harmoniousville. Okay? No. And it's an avoidance issue. It gets really uncomfortable in there sometimes. The emotional delivery between you and someone else, I'm kind of leaning into family member at this point. I don't know that spouse. Again, take it as resonates. Partner, whatever. Ten of Cups usually means this is fairly inclusive, right? So again, it could be anybody. Two of Cups, you can harmonize with most people. Be on the same page with them, I should say. Okay? It hasn't felt so comfortable in there these days. And it's starting to feel really bad. Like it's never going to change. It's always going to stay like this. It's always going to stay in this state of stuckness, not knowing what to do with it. There's always tensions between bare minimum, you and I. Possibly could be more than that. It depends. That's already enough to be getting on with, and that uncomfortable feeling with another person, never mind 3 or 4. So I hope that's not the case. But for now, there's definitely there's a lot of outstanding tension between us. And it feels bad, and I don't like it. But I also don't know how to address it and or deal with it. What does that mean? Are we emotionally codependent? Are we in some toxic bullshit right now? Like what? Because from somebody's point of view, yours largely, it seems to be getting worse, not better. So it doesn't matter how much we do this with it and hope that it will stop doing that, right? All that friction. Hoping for it's not working here. It's not. In fact, we have a tendency to avoid the issue because I can tell it's become a sensitive spot. But because that sensitive spot is a sensitive spot, we have learned to go out of our way to avoid it, which of course deepens the sore. It doesn't heal it, it deepens it. Okay. Now, if you're screaming at, I tried to address it, then what else have you tried? And if you've done more of that, okay, then what are they not doing? Which is going to answer more of the questions. So why are we still connected to it? Because I'm seeing someone who really wants to avoid an uncomfortable topic, but in so doing, makes the connection that much more tense. Okay. So funny if this, and I completely sympathize with this, a lot of people do this in an effort to not step on toes. You know, we kind of end up putting ourselves in this position of walking on eggshells, and then we're never comfortable about the most obvious problem. The first thing that needs to get addressed is what people often take great lengths to go out of their way to avoid. So I'm telling you now, if we can put a stop to this nonsense, okay, and address the most basic issue here, which tends to be the largest, then you can make progress, or you need to find yourself in a position where you completely leave this alone. Okay? You get to choose your level of participation. If you have fully, completely addressed this and left it bare bones for everyone to see, full transparency about the issue between yourself and this person, and you've done your job, and you can honestly say, I did my job, then it's now time to withdraw your participation if there's no improvement. I see no healing here. I see no ease. I just see people continuing to go out of their way to not step on each other's toes, which we are leaving lots of room for enabling. We don't want to do this. So I respect that this person means something to you. I got it. So I can't just leave it behind. No, but you can leave it alone for a while. So if you can honestly say, Gemini, you're looking at me, I've addressed it. Okay. So if you can't let it go, then you can at least leave it alone. You ever get to that situation where you're working on something, you're like, I know there's a solution in here, but you get so focused on finding it that you can't see it anymore. All you see is more problems. Okay? Because it's right there and it's in front of your face all day, every day. What happens when we get like that, guys? You ever been in college? You ever been in a situation where the stakes are high and you have to find the solution at work? You know what I'm talking about. You back away from it. You allow your brain to relax. You allow your emotions to relax. You allow your spirit to relax around the subject. And then what happens? You become receptive to opportunity. You become receptive to solution. It's going to work with this too. So once more, just to amend in terms of advice that I'm saying for you today, stop avoiding the sensitive point. I don't care if they're so sensitive. If we allow people to be allergic to the important stuff, nothing will get done. And now we're just enabling someone else's sensitivities and fears. So if you honestly cannot address this, or you have tried and you're not getting the feedback you need, you're not getting the improvement you need, then you need to leave it alone. I'm not saying walk away from it. I'm not saying break from it. I'm saying you need to leave it alone. Get some perspective, distance, time out. If for you, if nothing else, and it should be for you first and foremost, it looks like you need a break from this. Don't you want to break from this? Don't you want to leave that alone and be like, you know what? Bless this mess. And you pick it up and you put it aside. You say, bless this mess. And then, then it comes to you about what to do with this. They need time to cool off, think about things. But this ongoing thing where we continue to act like it doesn't bother us, it allows that person to continue to perpetuate the issue. That's how that works. So just in case we're clear. Okay, we're not clear, I should say. Okay. Honey, I don't want anyone to be like this. I don't want to be like this. No. Let's keep on keeping on. Oh my gosh, 17 minutes of that. Jeez Louise. I'm sorry, guys. I give extra attention where I think it's needed. So actually, I'm not sorry. I'm doing my job to the best of my abilities. Because I don't want to be like, well, Gemini, October sucks. And then look at that, November sucks too. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and check December. Hopefully it gets better. I mean, I could do that. But how does that help you? So yeah, I give a little extra attention when I think it's needed. Okay? And you should absolutely know by now if this is your reading or not. 100% you should know. I was like, I don't know if this is mine. It's not yours. I think it's mine, then it is yours. Okay, there you go. It's just you have different variations with different details. All right? Righty-roo. Let's see. Gemini in December. Show me Gemini in December. What's up? Look, I don't blame you. It's like, I don't have any joy for this. I don't have any optimism or hope or pen. I don't blame you. All the more reason back away from it. And also, don't be an island. There's got to be someone that you can talk to about this stuff, guys. There's got to be somebody. You can't keep all this to yourself. It's too much. It's too much. Four Swords, Three of Wands, and the King of Wands. Okay. I'll agree with that for now because it's an improvement. So, Four of Swords, Three of Wands, King of Wands. By December, we have this feeling that if we just wait. Okay, I don't mean useless waiting, I mean productive waiting. And by that I mean we rest up, we heal up, we have some silence. As I suggested, then you'll have more confidence about what to do. I agree. So you and I, we're on agreement on December. Cool, stick to the plan. And that's if you resonate. I don't like waiting, but you say it has an active element with the Four Swords. I agree. Okay, silence. Enjoy the silence, honey, Depeche Mode. All right? What is it in Harry Potter? Silencio. Or is that Harry Potter? Is that a language? Like a real one? After a while, it gets mixed up. All right. Yeah, but no, it's Four Swords, Three of Wands, the King of Wands. Okay. You and I, we agree on that. Cool. I got you. So December, nice and calm. Your energy picks up. I'm telling you, some of you have some very strong Leo in your chart. Regardless. Might be your North Node rising. Yeah. Give it some quiet, give it some peace, and like I said, back off. Leave it alone. You start to feel a lot better by December. Thank goodness. Okay. Five of Pentacles. Death. Yeah. Yeah. Five. Ay. Well, at least for the time being in December, all it stopped. I'm hoping. I don't know if that's a permanent stop. But in you taking active withdrawal from this, as I recommended, the bullshit stops, at least for a little bit. Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, particularly the fight. Now, don't get me wrong, there is that sense of sadness here with the breakage. That's completely reasonable. I get that. But at least Death is claiming that, is my list. At least Death is claiming that Five of Wands, the fight, at least for the time being, is over. Oh, thank you, God. Okay. So don't get me wrong, that sense of abandonment and kind of waiting, looking out there, resting up and healing, it's there. It's going to be hitting you. It's going to be with you. I got you. But this is what I needed you to take a break from. All that tension. All that fucking tension and no results. Too much sensitivity, not enough active concentration of communications and intentions and stuff. And if we can't do that, like I said, back off. You cannot say, tell me that, and somebody just be like, no. That's going to exhaust you too, so know when to stop. Just back off. So while the Five of Pentacles is going to remain a little bit, at least for now, there's quiet. There's quiet, and we'll take that. We need a break. We need a break. That's it. Honey, I've never seen someone who needed a break as badly as you do. You need a smoke break, you need a coffee break, you need some kind of break, okay? I am not saying that to be flippant. I am so sorry I'm saying this for your last in-depth, but I read what's here, not what isn't. And if I truly saw no progress, I would have redone it by now. Here we are, 27 minutes, No, I'm sorry, 22 minutes. Okay, so hopefully here I'm seeing a point on your timeline where you're gaining perspective and rest. Rest. Take a couple of naps, honey. All right, let's see that sun, please. I have got to see what your idea of happiness is, please. Show me the happiness. I have an idea. You have some very strong positive components attached to you. Very strong. You tend to be driven. You tend to be passionate. You tend to be open. You tend to be inspired. Some of you have such strong notes of creativity attached to you. You like to be inspired, and you like to contribute to that inspiration where you can, I believe. Let's see that sun, please. Let's see that sun. Show me the sun, please, for Gemini. Let's see that sun, please, for Gemini. Some of you would love a new offer, whatever that means to you. Okay. And it'd be like Huey knew it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. My lisp is kicking in really. I'm tired. Huey Lewis in the news. I want a new drug. I want a new opportunity. One that won't make me sick. I don't know why that hit my ear in a certain way. And then I kind of went, oh, God, Christina, you have the worst timing sometimes. Because I don't mean for people to get that impression that I'm laughing at them. It just things genuinely hit me that way. And that's me. That's part of who I am. And I don't believe in suppression of the personality. I mean, there you go. All right. Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the High Priestess. I want a new drug. Yeah. Oh, it was coming for a reason. I heard that so sharply. I saw that Ace of Pentacles. I was like, what? You want new, don't you? Just tell me. Just tell me. Just tell me. Just tell me, Gemini, you want new. I know you do. And you're like, yeah. I want new, whatever that means, Christina, because there was that brief Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. The only thing you're not showing me is Ace of Cups. It's all good at this point. I got it. But you do have the High Priestess, so that's an intuitive feeling as well. Your sun, oh, bless you, honey, is your sun, current day happiness, current, not old, current day happiness, is your intuition telling you it's time for new. So that your good energy, intent, will, hope, optimism, joy, just simple things, beautiful light of pathway energy. The Ace of Wands is, people forget that. It's not just passing. You're saying intuitively feel it could be other things. Now that's quiet. That's a dialogue between you and you. I want you to tune into that dialogue a little more over here in December, where you finally got some breathing room between yourself and this. Okay. I am a firm believer that intuition and knowledge should work together, not work against each other. And in between is that Ace of Wands you already kind of showed me is cut off for this situation. Baby, I had to refrain there because I had to take a second to figure out if I was going to say it. And it's like, when you're showing me all hope is gone over a situation you can't even address, I want that to sink in, okay? It's just a lot of perpetuating bullshit. Anyway. There is, like I said, no guarantee of an ending for now in December. The fighting has stopped and there's quiet, which is good. I'm glad you can hear yourself better. We need it. But the simple truth under your sun is that intuitively you feel what makes you happiest most is some sort of new beginning. And that's a hard truth, but it also feels good at the same time. You know what I mean? Those hard truths that simultaneously feel good because you know they're correct. Not because they're wrong, but because you know they're correct. That's what I'm talking about. Just for interest, I want to go ahead and take a look. I have no absolutes. You won't either. In fact, tarot doesn't dictate action. You do. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. Come December, you might have found a solution with this, or you haven't at all. It's on point, or it's deviated. Point is that you get to choose, somewhat. You get to choose if this... I mean, why do you feel like such an individual in this? It's not fighting for you. And you don't know how to talk about it. Or it doesn't share the same page or level of interest as you. And you don't know how to talk about it. It's not balanced. Six of Pentacles is in reverse. It's not balanced. Okay. Anything else, please, under that sun? What else, please, under the sun? Eight of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, the Two of Wands. You always kind of consoled yourself to look out there on the horizon for things to get better, and you can't find joy in that anymore. Real talk. Eight of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, Two of Wands. I see where your sun used to be. You're someone who's naturally inclined to hope. Bless you. Such a powerful thing, hope is. Very powerful. You're someone who is naturally predisposed to hope. I know you are. I just know it. I just know it. And I love that about people. You know, some people don't hope easily or they hope too much. Some people don't love easily or they love too much, right? Those kind of elements. Hope can be such a redeeming quality and such a damning one. So I want you to use it in the ways that's correct for you. Even you feel that too. But I can see where your sun used to be content, waiting, hoping things will get better, and it doesn't appease you anymore. There's a reason why you put another wall up right there in November. I can't even find hope for this. I can't talk about it. You feel like others can't know, or that they wouldn't listen or be open-minded enough to care. I don't know, but I don't care for that. I want you to believe in you, you know. I don't mean to sound cheesy, but I love cheese, so it works for me. I'm a big fan of Gouda, particularly smoked Gouda. So sexy. I'm a food person. Look, this doesn't qualify for your sun anymore. You know how you feel. Intuitively, you know how you feel. Okay? It's not enough for you to be content and wait around for things to improve. Tower. Oh, I think we're good, Gemini, but still we're here, got to do a job. What you ultimately decide after I see you for the point in December, I don't know. I'm just glad that you finally got enough of a break from this to clear up your view. I want you to be able to make an informed but also intuitive decision for yourself. Okay? Let's see that tower, please. Some of the tower, some of the tower, some of the tower, some of the tower. Queen of Swords, the Hanged Man, the Devil. Yep, I got you. That makes perfect sense to me. It does. Where did we see Mr. A-hole, right? You know, the Hanged Man, Queen of Swords. There's something here about November where you kind of can see things for what they are, the avoidance being a big issue, particularly to the point where it seems like we're accommodating someone else's sensitivity, or frankly, they don't want to deal with it. And there's something about that that's going to knock you into a space of upside down time. And it looks like, again, once more, we need it. So I'm glad that break for you in December is coming up. You're going to need to be able to hear yourself. So this is a tower that's yet to be, but it's on the way. Okay? When you have that moment sometime October, November, maybe December, because the Hanged Man's here, you might have multiple points of reference. You might have one big point of reference. I don't know. But there will be a moment where you linger in your mind and in your heart to observe that moment. And you will begin to see how things unravel. And they have been. You're going to need that. We're going to need that reflection. Okay? Particularly as it relates to this. That's going to be a powerful moment for you, but I see you taking it head on as the Queen of Swords and saying, I must know. And so you will. I must know. Is it really that bad? And how do I play into it? Where do I find myself? What's my particular lay of the land in this? And do I want it to be my lay of the land of this? So on and so forth. Anything else, please, about that tower? Well, I think we got it. I feel like we've canvassed the hell out of this. Okay. Still, I am thorough, if nothing else. The Hierophant, Four of Swords, Six of Wands. Yeah, we need that break really bad. We need that break like yesterday. There's something in it that's going to give you the kind of solidified mind and or spirit you need to understand what you need to do for yourself. That's correct. Or the Hierophant here, Four Swords, Six of Wands. Technically speaking, we need to commit to this healing. Yes? And in it, we gain confidence, which I saw right here for you, about what to do further out. The insight you need is coming, particularly stretched out over time, and how apparent it is, and probably has always been. Okay. We're going to take that to rest soon. Reflect on it. And it will bolster you. Okay? It will bolster you into this idea of what next. With confidence. All right? Whatever it is you learn here, it's not an admission of defeat, but an admission of the truth. Know to distinguish between the two. Okay. Hey, Christina, why are you being so mean to my sign? Me? No, honey. The universe has a way of pummeling on us until we figure it out. Because they want us to figure it out. Because they need us to figure it out. Okay. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, Earthbound, new opportunities. I saw it. Some of you might have some very prominent Earth in your chart. Could be connecting to one. But it's there. It's been a feature. I saw that for you. And that sense of new beginnings. Okay. In that sense of new beginnings and feeling that, trying to tune into it. Yes. Crossroads, at the crossroads, darling. Yeah. The crossroads for potentially new beginning or to continue on as things have been. If you understand from this situation cannot be healed or even addressed for that matter. You cannot fix what you do not acknowledge. And I see a strong sense of acknowledgement. I can't even get near this. You know. Kind of an indication. Wish fulfillment. What does Nine of Cups mean to you, as I saw in your opening? Is this your idea of wish fulfillment? All right. Feeling stuck. I know. It's really measuring up today, isn't it? Feeling stuck. This is not what I wish for. This is not what I want. But I don't know how to make it be what I want, especially if I don't feel like I have permission to address it. You have an answer. It's just not the one that you were hoping for while it's right there in front of your face. But for you to understand that, you need to go like this. Get some space. Chaser. There's always that sense of chasing someone else's sense of happiness, what makes you happy, what makes you comfortable. Let me fulfill it, let me fulfill it. Newsflash, we cannot make others happy. We cannot make other people be cooperative. Doesn't matter how much we chase them or feed them or give them attention or reassurances. If someone wants to perpetually remain at arm's length from you or miles ahead of you, then you're always going to be one behind them trying to catch up to where they don't want you to be. Don't chase. Okay? Chase someone else's happiness or sense of security, whatever it is, it's not worth it. Okay? You will always be in a position of being at arm's length, if not miles away. All right. The perfect storm is, I have that feeling as well. The courage to step into life. It's the perfect storm. It's the opportunity. You desire a new beginning, even though you're just beginning to admit that to yourself, intuitively or otherwise. It's under your sun as a prospect for happiness, as you have marked this as something you can no longer give the best of yourself to. It's the perfect storm, the courage to step into your life. Number 44, the unmarked trail, revelation. Number 57, crown games. Right use of power. That one makes me nervous. Who has the power here? The one that keeps running or the one that keeps chasing? Who generates the most activity to supply the one to the other? Think about that. The roles. Number 8. These, I'll review them, but they didn't come face up, so I'm not too worried about it. Number 30, the horseman, the herald of change, and then the winter's dream gestation period. That one actually fits, as it does mark a kind of winter timeline if you're in the northern hemisphere. Something to digest over that period of sleep, rest. Horseman, the heralds of change. Okay. All right. 30 and 63. Come together, intention, wishing well. Wishing well. Wishing well, the intent. The intent, the birth of something, guys. If you must wish for something, number 9, wish fulfillment. Set your intentions to something that is yet to be birthed, perhaps. To come together in a union that way that wants to, in some way. If you must wish for something, wish for new. You shouldn't have to chase for someone to come together with you. You should want to stop, stand still, and be there. And share that energy, share that moment, share the experience, so on and so forth. Okay. 48, 22, and 8. Couple thoughts. Yeah, I was going to say, some of you might have some very prominent Capricorn in your chart. Came up several times, including the medallion, and then also you might be connecting to Capricorn. All right. The fella here, the octopus, the fear of the unknown, the depths. The depths. The octopus is a significant creature of the ocean. Whenever people visualize their worst fears, they usually see some giant octopus in their mind's eye. It's the fear of the unknown and the depths for which it can take you. I don't know, perhaps it's time to explore those depths. The big star, Aquarian energy, but also big hope, dreams, desires, and wanting to be navigated just so in this life. The little star, same. So, goals and meaning of significance now, and then also further out. What's important to you now, what's important to you further out. We have the heart with the nurse's cap in reverse. Clearly over this situation, it would not heal because it won't be addressed. It refuses to be addressed, it seems like. Gecko, Aries, Leo, Sag, I have very strong feelings. Some of you have some prominent Leo in your chart, but for some of you, simply Gecko is confirmation of what you might see. And the crab is in reverse, sign of Cancer, but also the inability to remain emotionally open towards something now. Okay, Gemini, honey, I do hope this helped you. Okay. I'll still check up on you, of course, in the check-ins. I don't know that I'll see a continuation of this, but I do hope so. Not hope so to see a continuation of this, but that hope for you that there is resolution. I think that where was it? There's this idea of the perfect storm, the raven. There we go. Yeah. The courage to step into your life. It's the perfect storm. Now might be the time. The Okay? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.